What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today it is time to finally talk about the EZA I think that most of us have been waiting for, and that is the INT Ultimate Gohan. His time has finally come, but the big question is, will he overshadow his STR self? Are they going to be equal, or is he still going to be kind of like that whatever option, basically? Let's go through all the translations, look at all the details, all the numbers that we know and everything, and let's look at some potential teams that can take this guy down, because we do know what category will take him on. And of course, we already know what type is going to be able to take him on, because, well, we already know what type he is, so it kind of makes sense, right? So anyway, let's get straight into the translations and everything right now. So first off, as you guys already know, INT Gohan's been around for ages. INT Ki +3, attack +3000. Really old leader, but his ability system buffs +7,000. Whew, yeah, it's pretty nice. So when you max him out, he basically looks like this. That's pretty nice. This is him without orbs, then 7,000 on top of that. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Compared to the 5,000 for most people, or most ints, I should say, technically, or for the free-to-play cards, it's always 3,000. This Gohan is in that little category of all those original +3 key leaders that give the 7,000 or around 7,000 boost and all that kind of stuff, okay? Super attack is he causes supreme damage while greatly raising his attack, and I believe calculated out, it's like 50% attack increase or something like that every time he does a super attack, basically. So you definitely want to give this guy a little bit more additional and everything like that. Passive, for every time that your key is 7 or above, you get an initial 5+ key and attack up 10,000. Basically, he's going to auto super because you get +6 key. You know, you start with 6 key with pretty much anybody, and as long as you obtain 1 orb, then you're going to get 7, and then he automatically gets 5 and he launches a super attack, okay? His links were kind of okay. I mean, he had like shocking speed and that kind of stuff, but he was never really like very in terms of energy, he wasn't very good on a super int team. Okay, I'm not saying he wasn't a bad card, I'm just saying energy wise, purely energy, like key links and everything, he wasn't really that good. Int definitely runs more of the prepare for battle with a few over to flash guys here and there. The shocking speed was more for like int Buhan and LR Piccolo, but other than that, not many people really ran shocking speed. There were probably a few that I missed there, but you guys get the idea. Okay, so anyway, so the big one is just like, okay, come on, we saw what they've done with SSJ3 Goku, we've seen what they've done with Cell, Frieza, Broly. What is going to happen to our boy Gohan here? And lo and behold, this is coming out on Thursday, July 12th, 2018, obviously, and then it's going to start at 5 p.m. Japan time, okay, just like before. And obviously, they're going to bring the INT Gohan banner, so it's going to have INT Gohan as a featured unit, it's going to have Cooler, the physical Cooler, as a featured unit, and then it's probably going to have Goku Black, because they usually bring the Demigod lead along with that. So that's just something to keep an eye on right there. Now, what exactly happens when he finally starts to get his EZA? Okay, so obviously he's going to go from level 1 all the way down to level 7, okay? He's going to slowly increase, keep beating the stages, you're going to get the medals and everything like that. You awaken him, he goes to level 125, then you can increase his SA to 11, step 3 is 1130, step 4 is 12, 13, and it goes on, just goes on like pretty much like anything else, right? And you really don't see any updates until you hit level 5 here, which is a max level of 130, his SA is at level 13, and his leader skill will change to the usual INT Ki +3, HP attack and defense up 70%, okay? Nothing special there, we already kind of knew that. The big one we want to know is his SA change and his passive skill. His passive skill will change at the end, just like all of them, so you gotta be able to beat stage 30, which is, of course, why we're gonna go over the team building stuff here after we're done talking about this and everything. Passive skill, when your key is 7 or above, Ki +5, okay, so he keeps that exact same passive, nothing to it right there. Attack +80% and defense up 40% as long as your key is 7 or above. Like I said, literally impossible to get this unless you are running non-key giving leaders, essentially, or for some reason you're not giving him key, or you're not giving him key through a leader skill. As long as you are putting him on a very basic team of +3 key from you and the friend, he's gonna have 6 key, give him +1, you're gonna have 7, so automatically you are getting this like no tomorrow, okay? So at first glance, a lot of people I know were looking at 80%, kind of like, it's really not that high, you know, like 80%, woo, yeah, it's like, you know, that's LR Vegito status right there, right? Two things to keep in mind, obviously, first. And by the way, I'm looking at purely attack at the moment right now. 80% is still a pretty high number, okay? Especially because this guy's going SA level 15. You have to remember that. It's not going to be SA 10, he's going to be SA level 15. And a lot of people are also going to point out, yeah, but he still has supreme damage. Not anymore, actually. They actually did give him immense. They officially increased his, this is the kanji right here for the Extreme Z Awakening. His attack will greatly increase every single turn. Kaioken mechanic like usual. This is the kanji right here for immense damage. Yeah, he is officially going to be out damaging the STR one after a few super attacks, and I think it's like 2 or 3 or something like that. I'm sure the calculations will come out over the next couple days. But nonetheless, this guy is great because automatically he gets immense damage. He has a good... This is the big difference between him and the STR one. While the STR one may have the 120% right off the bat when he's doing the super attack and they can both raise attack, this guy raises attack greatly, whereas the STR one only raises it normally, I believe. I'm even going to jump into the cards right here. We're going to open them up and we're going to take a look at the STR. So if we look and go here and we go types... Oh, no, let's just go STR because Gohan's pretty high up on the board right here. Here's the Gohan right here. And if you take a look down here at the bottom for a super attack, it just simply increases attack. This Gohan right here greatly increases the attack. He's kept that ever since he originally became a card. Ever since we've had him, he's had greatly raises attack. And that is a 50% boost, give or take, according to things like the Dokkan Wiki and the Red and everything like that. Whereas the STR one, again, still a great card, obviously. And again, I'm not trying to, say that the STR is crap and that you're never going to use him or anything like that because he is the half Saiyan category still. You cannot run this Int Gohan on that leader. But basically, the only place you're really going to be using this Int Gohan is the Super Int team and then also on a Buu Saga team, which unfortunately is not run very often. So maybe there'll be another category that comes out that we'll be able to see him used on a little bit more. But nonetheless, he officially gets that when it comes to his super attack. So that's pretty cool right there. That is definitely really nice. It's definitely something to keep in mind when you look at the 80% that he gets from his EZA and thinking, oh man, it's not really that high. Get a few super attacks under this guy. He's easily out-damaging his STR counterpart, okay? So that's definitely something really cool right there. I definitely don't need this up right now. So the fact that he is getting that, the defense thing, I think, fine, I guess. Cool, he can have 40% defense, but the dude is going to be hitting like a truck, and it's going to be awesome. So we'll have to wait and see what is going to happen there when we actually get him in our, into our decks and everything like that. But now the big question obviously is what do his stats look like if he's rainbowed and all that kind of stuff after his EZA and everything, okay? So I went over to the Dokkan Wiki real quick because they usually have the EZA stuff up when it is announced and everything like that. So obviously this is the main stat stuff down here that we've seen before, base, star, max, free dupe pass, and then max completely unlocked, right? So of course we saw that right here. If we go up here, this is him max orbed and everything. So same stuff, right? But at least on DBZ space at this moment, we don't have it for when he has these EZA awakening. So I went down here and this is all the details about his Extreme Z awakening. This is when you start giving him the medals and everything like that. Max dupe pass or max no dupe pass and then max dupe pass. He jumps from his HP jumps from 1600 to 18, almost 1900 essentially, okay? His attack jumps from 15400 to 17300, and then his defense jumps from 11,708 to 12,744. So almost 3,000 or almost 13,000, okay? So his stats are good. He's going to be pretty good, right? We obviously knew he was going to be pretty good. Getting that EZA buff up to SA15 is always really nice. So that's definitely something that a lot of us are going to be looking forward to when it comes to this guy. I can't wait to use this guy. I got him rainbowed on my account. Now, the big question is, to finish up the video, is what category, what type, what enemies are going to be great to use against him in his event? And the answer is the Majin Buu category, okay? And also Extreme Physical, right? Every time a EZA has come out, we know that there's going to be a type that can take him down, and we know there's going to be a category that does it the best, right? The type can still pretty much take down most of them, although Super Saiyan 4 Goku is definitely, or Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku is definitely a challenge due to the fact that it was Extreme Tech, and Extreme Tech is pretty limited still. They've been slowly getting some updates, but not a lot. So that's just something that, you have to remember there. But of course, with the Buu Saga category, it's, got Physical Vegito there being your main leader, and you can throw pretty much every single Buu and Extreme Physical unit you can think of in that category, and you're basically good to go, okay? But first off, I want to come back to this category, actually. I want to go into the Extreme Physical here, because obviously, it's going to be something to keep in mind, okay? So obviously, Cooler will be on the Extreme banner, or that Extreme Z Awakened banner that always comes out with whatever type that you're going with, essentially. But Cooler is going to be the Extreme leader you want to bring if you don't have Physical Vegito or anything like that. Because remember, you can still bring an Extreme Physical leader or Extreme Physical team in this case, and then bring bring a bunch of Buu characters on there, and the Buus are still within the category, so it doesn't matter that they're not under the category leader. Yeah, they're going to be taking a little bit more damage and maybe not doing as much damage, but Physical Vegito only gives 130% attack compared to the Cooler's 120% attack. So not much of a difference right there in terms of trying to take this guy down. So obviously Cooler's going to be your leader. You can bring the EZA Frieza if you happen to have him. He definitely obviously has a huge buff. Now he's an extreme unit, but he's not in the category, so he's still going to take some decent damage, especially when you start to stage 30. I know he does get that defense boost and everything. That's only after he does a super attack. So make sure you are not getting attacked firsthand. Otherwise, I might actually keep Frieza like in the second slot or something like that. But we'll have to wait and see when the event comes. Omega is obviously going to be a really good choice, lowering that attack. Again, don't let him get attacked though, because he can still not tank to save his life. Slug over here actually could potentially be pretty good because he does mitigate damage, I believe. Let's see, attack and defense up 80%, and after getting attacked for 5 turns, your attack goes up by 50%, and you can. Oh, okay. I thought he mitigated damage. Maybe not. Maybe that's when he transforms. I honestly don't remember. So maybe Slug is decent. I don't really know. I don't have him personally. So we'll have to wait and see. Frieza, the free-to-play Oh, no, sorry. This is not the free-to-play Frieza. And actually, there's one unit I'm forgetting in here that I should be going through as I'm talking to you guys, and it's a Cell right here. Frieza was one of the new units that GT units just came out. He could be pretty decent, I guess, if you're maybe lacking that one little slot. Attack and defense up 80%. And unfortunately, you can't seal this Gohan after a certain stage, but maybe at the beginning still do some good damage. So maybe through some orbs in him, 80% attack and defense is still pretty good to keep in mind right there. Okay, Cell right here is a total free-to-play extreme category, or not category, a support unit, which is really good. Did a video on him in Super Battle Road. The dude is great. Not to mention he heals you every turn when he shows up, so that's pretty nice right there. If you happen to have the TUR or the LR version of Ginyu, you can definitely bring that guy here. A lot of people still don't. I personally just gave up on him because, you know, there are better cards technically, but he's still a good support unit to get that +3 key, because a lot of the physical units here don't really mix together in terms of key links, so that's definitely something to keep in mind right there. Or you can bring this Nappa if you actually needed to. Again, that last slot right there. And then obviously you have all the Buu units. So you've got Kid Buu here, which isn't really a main hitter, but he can be a good support unit. Unfortunately, that 80% can hinder him, especially on an event like this. Other events, not so much. This event, definitely. So if you get lucky enough on the first turn, you could really knock him out, then that'd be good. So that's one person to keep in mind right there. This World Tournament Buu could probably be pretty good on this team. The fact that he heals up for every orb that it attains by 5,000, not to mention his attack and defense goes up by 10%. You wouldn't really be using him as much as an attacker, unless you maybe have him rainbowed or something. But he's definitely something there to at least heal you up, which is going to be pretty nice. This Buu Tanks right here, definitely a powerful guy. The super types get defense down 50%, which you're not really going to be able to take advantage of in the later stages. But his own attack goes up by 100%, which is pretty nice. So he's definitely going to be dealing some damage. He's got a farmable super attack via the Super Buu, via the Buu Dokkan events that you can go ahead and farm up that tech one. So that's definitely something to keep in mind right there. Remember, you got to keep him at SSR form, then Dokkan Awaken him to the Buu Tanks. He'll be definitely a hard hitter. This Vegeta, this Majin Vegeta, he's not in the category, but he is in, actually, shouldn't he be in the category? He is in the category. Yeah, duh, he's Majin Vegeta. Psh, wow. That just happened right there. But anyway, Majin Vegeta's in here. He's from the Baba Shop. Unfortunately, you do need to get him via the battlefield orbs, essentially. But if you have him or you got him because you want to test him out or anything like that, he's not a bad unit. He really isn't. Basically, every time he's attacked or he dishes out an attack, essentially, he raises his attack and defense. And that's basically how he works, okay? There's also that STR, SSJ2 Angel Goku. That's kind of like the equivalent of him. But of course, he's strength and he's a super type, okay? Other than that, though, some other units you could potentially bring. This Vegeta, not really. He does lower attack to people he's attacked by 40%. But again, you won't really be able to take advantage of that in the later stages. 17 here wouldn't be a bad option. He does increase his own attack and defense by 70%. Changes the orbs, which could definitely help if you're maybe bringing something like Goku Black to deal some good damage. Fortunately, again, he's not lowering the attack every time he super attacks in the later stages. Again, just something to keep in mind right there. But other than that, in terms of extreme physical types, I mean, that would definitely be the base of, I guess. Oh, I guess one more Buu if people actually kept this guy around. You can bring this Buu. Technically, I guess he's in the category. Just I don't know many people that use him, so that's again just something you, I guess, could be maybe a 6th slot if you happen to be lacking in those units and everything like that. But yeah, so Extreme Physical definitely has some options that you obviously, bring the Extreme Physicals, and it's a double bonus if they happen to be in the category at the same time. Lots of Boos and everything like that. So that's definitely something that should be pretty cool to check out. Now, of course, the big question is, how does the category lead work, obviously? Because obviously Super Vegito is not a extreme type, but he is the main category leader, obviously. So that's going to be a huge defense and HP boost right there. The attack boost is only 130%, but still pretty good, obviously. Pretty close to 120, which we all know is still pretty powerful. In terms of the Boos, let's go over the Boos real quick. Int Kid Buu, while not having type advantage or anything like that, the dude can still hit like a truck because he's just simply powerful. And if he's not getting attacked in certain slots sometimes, then he's definitely going to work out pretty well. Just keep an eye out that he doesn't get attacked too much. Not to mention he heals you via his super attack. So that's definitely something right there. If you don't have the Int Kid Buu though, then again, the physical Kid Buu could be a definitely good support unit right there. Buu tanks again, this Super Buu, or you could bring this Super Buu technically if you're bringing nothing but a physical team. This guy only gives the +3 key to all physical types, but the extreme types get the attack and defense up 40%. So if you're bringing everyone that's extreme physical, except for obviously the Vegito, then this Super Buu down here could definitely help you out right there. If you are lacking in Buu units, I guess technically this STR Buu right here could definitely do the trick if you wanted to. Again, just I guess you have to wait. You have to see what your potential deck could be. Again, the Majin Vegeta is pretty well. LR Majin Vegeta as well could work on the category if you're bringing someone like maybe someone else with Over in a Flash or Rebirth or something like that. Just keep in mind that the higher in the stages you go, some of these types start to take major damage, okay? Now, a lot of you might be wondering, why do I have the physical super types out over here, aside from obviously being a support unit like the Gohan here. This Gohan, I simply put on here because he is a support unit, key +2 to super types, key +2, attack and defense up 25%. So if you're going with mostly a super team, because you don't have a lot of other units, he's definitely something to keep in mind. Just don't let him get attacked in the later stages. Great Saiyaman 2, great key link supporter in terms of just the links he has, having shocking speed, prepare for battle, those kind of things, rebirth, so that's definitely something right there. Gotenks here is obviously a hard hitter. He heals in the early stages, attack up 100% when super attacking, links up pretty well. Definitely something to keep in mind right there. And obviously Gotenks is a hard hitter. Just don't let him get hit because of that -30% in a defense for 7 turns. Sorry. I always forget about that turn restriction because things go by so fast here. So another unit you can obviously bring is the LR Int Vegito here. They'll probably take not too much damage until you get to around stage 30 or higher. Again, you'll have to kind of just go by trial. The nice thing about EZA is that you're never going to what's the word I'm looking for? You're never going to have to use cost unless you're going backwards to before stages to try and get why am I blanking on this? In order to like farm up medals for some reason. I don't know why. If you can technically get up to stage 30, there's no point in going back and doing that. I know there will be a couple missions that I'll cover later when they're actually released. I know probably they're on DBZ space right now, but I want to wait and see when they come out to translate those for you guys. There'll probably be a couple of missions like beat stage 20 or higher in less than 3 minutes and you get a Dragon Stone or something like, I don't know, whatever it's going to be. But that's just something to keep in mind. Other than that, though, I mean, obviously there's other Buu units like Int Majin Buu here. Obviously we talked about the Kid Buu and everything. So there's a lot of options. I mean, if you really needed to, you could throw on this physical unit. The reason I was putting the physical super units over here is because it's just like when SSJ3 Goku came out with the first EZA, and he was weak to tech, obviously, extreme tech. I was bringing my Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku there, which was a super type. He wasn't doing much damage, but he could still take a hit. So these super physical types here, while they may not be able to dish out as much damage as the extreme types, especially in the higher stages, they are still going to be there for a decent buff to your defense in terms of just simply taking a hit. Bringing someone like, obviously, an agility unit or something like that, not going to be very good. It's definitely not going to help you. So just keep that in mind right there. If you absolutely wanted to maybe help the defense a little bit, you could throw on the STR Gohan. Funny enough, you're fighting the Int one to get a better unit. But I don't know how good his defensive buff could potentially be. To physical units, obviously very good, but to himself, he's probably still going to take a decent amount, even with that guard ability if it activates, because it's only like a medium chance for it to activate right there. So other than that, that's basically it in terms of teams that you can bring. Majin Buu Saga and Extreme Physical are going to be your best bet. I'm sure you could probably bring something like Fusions if you really wanted to, stack it up with a bunch of physical units potentially, or maybe the Fusion category. Because obviously the LR Gogeta is going to be your main leader there if you have him. I would recommend not bringing any tech units, no matter what you might want to try and say, unless you get super lucky. Just, I wouldn't bring them because obviously Int versus Tech, not going to work out very well for you guys there. But other than that, that's basically going to be it for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What team are you going to be bringing? Are you going for EZA Gohan? Do you have them all duped out? Do you have them no dupes? Are you even go for them? All that kind of stuff. Obviously, we're going to get all the orbs and the Grand Kais and all that kind of stuff. So it should be really fun. I can't wait to use those into orbs on someone else because I've already got mine rainbowed. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Until next time, everyone, I'll see you all in the next one.